There we are. We're with Al Dusek. And Al, you're a veteran.
Yes.
And were you in the Army?
Air Force.
Air Force. Okay. When did you go in?
I went in 1955. I joined for 4 years so I can get some educational benefits, but I found a home.
And how long were you in?
33 years. Reserves and active duty for 33 years.
Holy cow. And where'd you serve?
I served many places in the United States because in my early years I had 13 years of air vac and we transported patients all over the country. My permanent stations was Carswell Air Force Base, Ellington Air Force Base in Houston, Kelly Air Force Base in San Antonio, Lackland Air Force Base in Hickam Air Force Base in Hawaii, and Sculthorpe Air Base in England.
Wow.
And I earned a Master Flight Medic Award, and then after 13 years, it got too much work for me, so I went into a hospital. I retired from Wilford Hall Medical Center in San Antonio, and I earned a reward of a Master Medic. And my rank was Chief Master Sergeant. And I like to walk around and show my rank.
That's a lot of stripes.
That's only 3% make it to the top.
And is that as far up as you can go and still be a non-commissioned?
Yes, that's it. That's the highest enlisted rank, yes.
Okay.
And so I'm proud of that.
Good.
And I guess the most rewarding part of my career was that we were transporting patients from this foreign distant land to their own home place here. And the saddest part was to see those who didn't make it back. And I guess that's all the story.
So you were actually on the plane helping people?
Yes, I was a medic, flight medic in the back of the plane taking care of the patients. There were always 2 nurses and 3 med techs, like 3 of us, and 2 nurses that on a trip of patients. And we took care of the patients.
So if a young person today, if you had any words of advice for a young person who was thinking about joining the service, what would you say to them?
I would say join the Air Force, because I know something about the Air Force. And Air Force is really high on education. Join the Air Force and work on your degree. That I would highly recommend that.
Did you happen to pick up your degree while you were working along?
Back then, I only got a 2-year degree. Back then, it was not as available as it is today. But the Air Force really does stress education. Yeah.
Which sounds like a great deal.
It is.
Now, because we're a church, I want to ask about God in all that. Did you ever have any time when you just felt especially close to God while you were flying patients? Or?
Yes. When you see a patient so rapidly recovering, you feel like that God's got a hand in that.
The miracle of the human body and
the healing process.
The healing processes.
Yeah, it is. And the history, my church history, I grew up Catholic. My wife grew up Lutheran, and we found common ground in the Episcopal Church. Put it together.
So did you do base chapels a lot or find the local Episcopal church?
Sometimes I found an Episcopal church, and the first one was Alamogordo, New Mexico, where Father George Udell started his ministry career as a lay reader at that church, Alamogordo, New Mexico.
I've been to the chapel out at Alamogordo.
Yeah,
it's a lovely little place, isn't it?
Yeah. I was stationed at Holloman Air Force Base then. So.
Out in the White Sands area.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So you really got a chance to see the whole world, though, it sounds like.
Quite a bit, yes.
So your service in the military, it sounds like you not only were able to do good, but you got some real benefits in education and travel the world.
Yes. And a really rewarding career. When you take care of somebody and see them recover, it's just rewarding.
Well, the whole purpose of these interviews is for us to get some of your stories down on tape,
Yep.
for us to be able to say in a tangible way, in a way, thank you. We really do appreciate your service.
Yeah.
And in this year when we honor our veterans, we want to be sure and say thank you, Al.
Thank you so much. Yeah.